If you're like me that went from a commercial gym to a home gym thinking I only needed some barbells and some weights, and now realizing that I need to do some cardio or some conditioning in order to transition better in life. Now, if that's you, in this video, I'm going to explain which type of equipment you should get. Now, I recommend that we go for full body workouts because that way we use our whole system. That's why I narrowed down the search into a rower or an air bike. So in today's video, we're going to go deep dive into those two and we're going to see which one is the best pick for you. Let's go. Obviously, Coop from Garage Gym Reviews already made a comparison between these two types of fitness equipment, and the one that came out strong was the air bike, for it being a much easier piece of equipment to learn. Now, I don't think this is a good enough statement in order to really pick the two. So let's go over some key categories and determine which one comes out on top. So the first thing we're going over is what type of material I'm working with. It doesn't really matter that much, but I still want to give you a reference point. So I have a belt-driven air bike that's called the Fit Bike, the Beast. It is a beast, it is a tank, it weighs about 75 kilos. Now the footprint is very awesome, it's 1/2 meter by 1.25 meters. And the great thing about this is that the volume it takes up is very limited. Also, because it's spacious around here, taking off plates, doing whatever, it's still doable. Brand new, this thing cost around 1,400 euros. With some sales, you get it around 1,200, 1,100. I got this one third hand for 550 euros. Really a steal, but a buddy of mine wanted to get rid of it, so that's basically how I got it. Really recommend looking out for those deals because you can get nice things out of them. For the rower, I got a Concept 2 rower Model E. That means that it's the higher model, which is more ergonomical for when you're older. It's easier to get on and off, blah, blah, blah. But basically Concept 2 is the industry standard as it comes to rowers. So basically if you have a rower to pick, it's probably gonna be one of these ones. Now, as it comes to footprint, it's a very long piece of equipment. So it measures about 2.5 meters with a width of about 1/2 meter. The main advantage of this thing is that you can put it upright. So if the ceiling would allow it, you can do that, and that stores it away nicely. As it comes to pricing, I got this one secondhand, so it costs me around 750 euros. So brand new, this one set you back 1,200 euros, which is in the same ballpark as the air bike, so basically tying it off. So as it comes to maintenance for this bad boy, and I already made a video about this, basically take a cloth and some 3-in-1 oil. The cloth you can use to dust this rail off so you don't have any scraping that's going on. And on the chain you have to just put some 3-in-1 oil every now and then. So that's roughly what you have to do for maintenance. As it comes to maintenance for the air bike, people recommend getting a belt-fed bike because that makes sure that you don't have to do any maintenance on this one except for the occasional dusting it off. What's also nice about this being a belt is that there's less noise. So basically you only have the fan that's spinning. In terms of mechanisms, the rower and the air bike are pretty similar. So it's basically a big flywheel that takes up air. So the more you spin, the more you row, the more this wheel is going to spin, the more air it's going to take, the more resistance it will take, the harder you have to push. So basically making it infinitely scalable. So if we're talking about noise, these both tie. They make some noise because you obviously have the fan spinning, but just put your music louder and you'll be good. All right, let's talk movement. Now, the air bike gives some cyclic motion because you're constantly spinning, you're constantly moving, and the great thing about this, in my opinion, is the fact that it's great for zone 2 cardio as well as short bursts and interval training. So basically making this a great zone 2 workout and a great conditioning piece of equipment. The movement on a rower, on the other hand, I like to call a pulsating movement because you're going back and forth, only exerting force if you're going backwards. Now, I really like this to just get some short burst in or some interval training or maybe going for a kilometer, but everything that's going to be more than 5 minutes is really boring me out. I don't really like it's like doing reps and I feel like you're doing millions of reps. I don't really like this for zone 2 cardio. Now, a lot of us have a sitting day job or sit a lot in our lives, and how can this thing improve our posture? Now, the great thing about this is that you have like a face pulling motion, basically opening up your chest area and engaging your shoulder blades. So you basically have a good activation in that. What I don't like about it is the fact that, as you can see right now, that the angle between my torso and my legs is very narrow. Basically, throughout the whole motion, keeping this a short angle. And if you're sitting a lot, that's already the case. Going backwards, you activate your glutes and your core in order to pull and then go back. Boom! Core and glute activation is something that a lot of people miss, so having this in this piece of equipment, I really like. What I like about the air bike when it comes to posture is that you move your arms back and forth separately, making sure that you have some rotation in the thoracic spine. What I sometimes like to do also is just exaggerate the movement a little bit, just for like 5 to 10 seconds to really open up that area, which is really nice. Now, because the air bike is also a sitting piece of equipment, you get more of an extension of the hips with this one, so less of a flexion as you get with the rower. Now, for me, these are the main categories between these two pieces of equipment, and I think they tie very well. Now, something that Coop said from Garage Gym Reviews is that the rower is much more difficult to learn than the air bike, and that's slightly true, but I still think that if you're buying a piece of equipment, the goal is to really learn how to use it. And once you get the hang of it in like 2 or 3 sessions, you can use it for the rest of your life. So I don't think that that should weigh out so much so as he made it do in his video, but obviously that's his video and that's his point of view. And this is my point of view. Now, my top pick is the air bike for the reason being that you can do bursts of conditioning and interval training, but on the other hand, you can also do your cardio like for longer bouts, and that for me is hitting it. Let me know in the comments down below what your top pick is and what the reasoning behind that is as well. Now, I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it. I hope you got something out of it, and I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Bye!